The structure of American refrigerators trailers. The refrigerator consists of a steel frame and sandwich panels. The outer lining of the container is made of aluminum sheet. The container doors are also made of sandwich panels and equipped with locking devices. The interior walls and ceiling of the refrigerator are made of profiled aluminum panels, and the floor is a sealed bath with drains and a durable T-shaped aluminum profile. A flow of cold air is supplied from the bottom of the refrigeration unit towards the doors and, rising up, returns to the unit, ensuring the circulation of cold air inside the refrigerator. Refrigerator parameters: length 48, 53 feet equals 14.6 m, 16.1, height 2.79 box, width 2.59, internal volume 92.3 cubic meters. Meters, weight 6.37.0 tons. The container is controlled by a control unit located at the end of the container. A refrigerated container is an insulated container equipped with a refrigerated cooling/heating unit. The cold/warm air leaving the refrigeration unit circulates inside the container and is returned back to the unit. At the same time, it is possible to control changes in temperature settings and the air circulation process, which makes it possible to provide the temperature and ventilation conditions necessary during transportation and storage of goods. Year of production of the units is 1988-2000. Automatic maintenance of the set temperature of such units from +20°C to 23°C. Temperature recorder. Depending on the model of the refrigerator, you can adjust the following parameters: temperature in the container, defrosting frequency, air humidity, and it is also possible to run self-diagnosis with error codes displayed on the display. There are two types of refrigeration units: Carrier and Thermo King. Their main difference is in the type of compressor. Carrier motor and compressor in one housing, a sealless 6-cylinder compressor with cooling of the motor winding by suction steam, and the possibility of injection when overheating, has higher performance at low temperatures, below 20°C, and is recommended for storing ice cream and freezing. Meat. Thermo King has a 4-cylinder stuffing box compressor, has good performance down to 20°C and high maintainability. Operating principle of transport refrigeration units. Refrigerator and electric motor or diesel engine rotates the compressor through a belt drive or clutch. The compressor pumps refrigerant gas. On the suction side of the compressor, there is low pressure, slightly above atmospheric pressure, and the temperature of the tubes is most often below ambient temperature. Next, the compressor compresses the gaseous refrigerant. The pressure rises and the temperature rises sharply due to the friction of molecules. It can reach up to 100°C. This is all done in order to obtain the refrigerant in a liquid state, that is, to condense. That's what a capacitor is for. Hot gas passing through the condenser under high pressure is cooled and the refrigerator turns into liquid, which accumulates in the receiver, but the pressure still remains high. Further along the path of the liquid refrigerant, there is a filter dryer that traps water particles. After the expansion valve, the refrigerant enters the volume provided to it. The pressure decreases, and the refrigerant begins to boil. In the evaporator, the refrigerant boils off, turns back into steam, and the steam is sucked into the compressor. Possible breakdowns of the refrigerator. Refrigerator. 1. But it's all about the operating conditions in which the components and assemblies of the equipment are located. Freon leakage is the most common cause of failure of refrigeration equipment. If the refrigeration unit fails, there is a high probability that there is no Freon in the system and the emergency pressure sensor does not turn on the unit. Freon leaks are usually caused by the following facts: corrosion of aluminum tubes, condensers, evaporators, compressor oil seal, rubber gaskets at joints, rubber hoses, mechanical damage to pipelines due to engine vibrations, engine overheating. 2. Recharging the system with Freon above the norm, the condenser fan has failed, or there is an electrical problem, the air conditioner radiator is clogged with dirt, the compressor jammed. Essential elements. Refrigerator. The compressor is the main unit of the system. It compresses low temperature and low pressure refrigerant gas, converting it into high temperature and pressure gas. Compressor shaft. Ensures tightness. The compressor is driven by a V-belt or poly V-belt from the car engine through an electromagnetic clutch. When voltage is applied to its winding, the driven disc and pulley rotate synchronously, driving the compressor shaft. The compressor is lubricated with a special compressor oil that circulates throughout the system, along with the refrigerant. In systems operating with Freon 12, mineral oils are used with R134, a polyalkylene glycol. When these oils are mixed, a cloudy mass is formed, leading to failure of the system, and primarily the compressor. The condenser in everyday life is the radiator of an air conditioner, usually aluminum. It condenses, transitions into a liquid state, the refrigerant pumped by the compressor with the release of heat into the atmosphere. The condenser has additional electric fans and is installed in front of the radiator of the cooling system for better airflow. The evaporator is an aluminum heat exchanger. The transition of the refrigerant from a liquid to a gaseous state occurs in it with the absorption of heat. Receiver dryer installed on the outlet pipeline of the condenser in front of the evaporator and serves as a reservoir for liquid refrigerant, cleanse it of foreign impurities and water. The receiver dryer can be equipped with an inspection window to monitor the amount of refrigerant. Expansion valve. Expansion valve regulates the amount of refrigerant entering the evaporator. It is a device that provides changes in system performance depending on conditions and operating modes. It is installed on the evaporator, less often in the engine compartment on the inlet tube of the evaporator. Expansion tube and expansion valve, but of a different design, and performs the same functions, located at the inlet to the evaporator. Accumulator dryer installed on systems with an expansion tube to evaporate liquid refrigerant. It is located on the pipeline after the evaporator, before the compressor. The accumulator dryer also performs additional functions, drying and filtering the refrigerant.